Hey guys, so I made some cupcakes today. I am gonna have a go at making some buttercream icing, hopefully with some colours, maybe some blue and red. Bear with me a second. Yeah, maybe with some blue and red. See how that goes. Hopefully blue and red swirls on the top. If it all goes to plan, which it probably won't, because every time I make buttercream icing it always goes wrong and it never comes out the way it should. I have a piping bag as well, which I am no good at using a piping bag. I might give that a go, I don't know, but for the moment I'm just going to make the icing. So I have my mixing bowl and I have my scales here off camera, and I'm just going to measure out the ingredients. So first ingredient I need is 600 grams of icing sugar. So I'm going to turn my scales on. There we go. Get my icing sugar. I don't have much room. I've run out of room on my kitchen size here, so bear with me a second. I've got to find spaces to put stuff so they don't fall off the side. Right. So I need 600, it is 600 isn't it? Yeah, 600 grams of icing sugar. So bear with me, I am just going to measure this out. I have no room at all. Right, let's move the mixing bowl for the time being so that I have room to measure out. There we go. So I've got my scales are having a funny 5 minutes. There we go, 0. Right, so 600 grams of icing sugar. This might take a few minutes. That's 10 grams, that's quite a lot. Ooh. I'm going to cover these cakes in it in a minute. Jeez. I don't think 600 grams of icing sugar is going to fit in this tiny little scale bowl for the scales. I honestly do not think it's all going to fit. Seems like a lot of sugar. $217. I don't know, we might, if we're clever, we might be able to get it actually in the bowl rather than on the kitchen side. So yeah, it's like my kitchen side is now almost white. So we're at 293. This is a lot of sugar. I think this is going to make quite a lot of the actual buttercream. So I'm probably going to end up with excess left over. 369. But then that's okay, because if I have excess left over, it's just another excuse to make more cakes tomorrow. So I'll just save the excess and use it on some cakes tomorrow. 421, or is that 451? 421. We are running out of room rapidly. More on the side. 474. Oh god. Oh my god. 494. 513. Right. We're nearly at 600, so I think we have enough room just in this tiny little bowl. $5.64, $5.70, $5.80, $5.86. Come on. $5.90. I spilt sugar on the display, so now I can't see the number properly. $5.95. Spillage. $6.02. Ooh, slightly over. Just slightly over. It's okay, it's okay. Don't panic. Haha, 600. Finally. We had just enough room in that bowl. It is a tiny bowl. These are good scales though. Right, I'm going to pour that in the mixing bowl gently because I don't want to create too much of a icing sugar cloud. Icing sugar cloud, yay! Right, so that back on there. So we've got our icing sugar in the mixing bowl. I'll put that, set that down out of the way so we can sort out the butter. That is a lot of sugar. My God. Right. So butter, we need 300 grams of butter. Salted or unsalted, it doesn't matter. Right, so I'm just going to give this spoon a rinse and a wipe because I don't want to contaminate the butter with icing sugar. I also want to create less washing up, so bear with me a second. But yeah, I'm quite pleased with how these cakes have turned out. You know, they've turned out really well, so I'm pleased with that because sometimes I end up burning them and sometimes they don't rise properly and sometimes they rise too much and spill out of the cases. But yeah, I recently got some better kitchen equipment, so I think that's helped a lot. So 300 grams of butter. Right, let's check these scales are in the right place. They are. Right, let's sort this butter out. Less butter than sugar. This probably ain't the most healthiest of recipes, to be honest, but I'm not going for healthy food today. I'm going for comfort food. So yeah, the cakes themselves also have a lot of sugar and a lot of butter in them. So yeah, they're not very blood pressure friendly. But yeah, we're allowed a cheat day once in a while. Plus it's fun to make cakes, so we've got, what is that, 159 or 129? I'm dyslexic and these digital numbers do not help. It was 29. The 2s and the 5s look very similar, and my brain confuses 2s and 5s. I always write 2s backwards and 5s backwards because my brain confuses them. So it's the same with letters like P's and the number 9. I put letter P's in the place of number 9s and number 9s in the place of letter P's. So 184. Yeah, so these scales, they are brilliant scales. They are really sensitive, but they are also really, really accurate. I recently got them. And also they have quite a big number display on them, which is lit up. So it's really easy for me to see with my bad sight. But yeah, these scales are, they're called Joseph, and you can get them on Amazon. So just type in Joseph kitchen scales and you should find these ones. They are really good. I am running low on butter here. Hopefully I'll have enough. I should have bought 2 tubs of this butter. So yeah, Joseph also do a lot of other kitchen equipment, and a lot of it is very accessible, very easy to use. 261. I need 300. Come on. I may have to get some of the olive butter and top it up with that. Oh no. I should have bought two of these baking butters, but I didn't expect to be using this much butter. 267, yeah, I'm gonna have to top it up with a tiny bit of olive butter, which shouldn't be a problem, you know. It's not being cooked, it's only going to go on top of the cakes, so it shouldn't be too much of a problem. As long as I get the nice buttercream consistency, it should be fine. So top it up with olive butter because I do need 300 grams of butter. I use olive butter because it's healthier day to day, but with baking you need to use certain ingredients, and olive butter doesn't do as well with baking cakes, so I need some proper baking butter for baking cakes and stuff. But usually day to day I do use the olive butter because it's much healthier. We're nearly there. 291. 303. Okay, let's remove a tiny bit of that. My hands are clean. 300, there we go. So, let's remove this olive butter out of the way, put it back in the fridge. excuse any noises. Right, now I'm going to move my scales for the moment. Put them there, and I'm going to put the lid back on the icing sugar and move that out of the way before I have an accident and knock it over and get it all over the kitchen and create a giant icing sugar cloud. As fun as an icing sugar cloud would be, I don't really want to be cleaning that up. Right, so now I'm going to chuck the butter into the mixing bowl with the icing sugar. There we go. Now basically I've got to mix this up. Now do I have a bigger spoon? I do not, they're all dirty. Fabulous. Oh well, I'll just carry on with this and create more icing sugar clouds. Oh god. This does look like it's going to make quite a lot of buttercream icing. Now there are tips online I've seen for making buttercream icing. Some of them work, some of them don't. But to loosen it, if it ends up too thick and too stiff, to loosen it you can add a couple of spoonfuls of boiling water. But I prefer to add a spoonful or two of milk, room temperature milk, and just mix that in. And that seems to work better, and you get a better flavour and a better creamier consistency. But this should be okay. We'll see where we're at once we've mixed this together. I'm just squishing the butter and sugar together. I'm trying not to do a whole big mix, like whisking mix, because again that's going to create a cloud. This is hard work. I want to see how this butter icing turns out, because this is something I've been practicing making for a while, and I've come close to getting it right a few times, but it's just one of those things you got to keep practicing at, especially me. I don't give up on something. If I get it wrong, I take that as a lesson, and then I know next time what to do and what not to do. So I will crack buttercream icing, and I will create the perfect buttercream icing eventually, even if it takes me years of practicing. It's kind of coming out breadcrumby at the moment. I don't know if you can see, but it's kind of turning into breadcrumbs at the moment. But then I suppose once the butter starts to soften up and warm up, it will start to look more like cream, I suppose. If I have to, I will add a spoonful or two of milk. Let's see what happens there. This is a lot. I think, like, I'm definitely gonna have a lot of excess left over, which is okay because I can put it in the fridge and then use it tomorrow on more cakes. Like I said, I wonder though if I can freeze it. That might be something to test actually. I might freeze some of it to see how good it is after it's been frozen. Because if you can freeze it, that would make life a lot easier. So then I can make a big batch and just freeze it and get it out of the freezer when I need it. It's starting to come together like dough now, which I don't think it should be. But we'll persist, we'll stick with it. See, it's kind of like Play-Doh now. Oh, it's starting to soften now, which is a good sign. Oh yeah, there we go, it's definitely starting to soften. And the sugar is incorporating with the butter. It would be better if I had like a bigger spoon, like a wooden spoon or something, but they're all dirty, so. Oh, my hands are hurting now. Yeah, it's definitely starting to soften. Oh, I'm very pleased with that. It's coming out very nicely. I may have to add a spoonful or two of milk in a minute, I think. I'm going to wait though till I've finished incorporating all the sugar. There's still some sugar there not incorporated, so see, we're getting there slowly. Oh, I'm so tempted to start eating this because it looks very tasty. I've been tempted to eat the cupcakes as soon as I took them out of the oven earlier. Fresh warm cake, there's nothing better, I don't think. I think all the sugar's just about incorporated into the batter now. It's gonna, oh, bear with me a second. Ow, that hurts. Yeah. It is hard work. This would have probably been easier with my mixing machine, to be honest, but I didn't think I'd need it. It's coming out really good. See, and the olive butter hasn't really made a difference. It's still coming out nice and creamy. It's a bit heavy at the moment though. Probably needs a bit more mixing. Oh. Bear with me, I've got disabilities that affect my hands and how my hands work, so I keep getting cramps and pain in my hands when trying to stir this. It is definitely softening up though. But then I don't want it extremely too soft, I don't want it melted. I want the butter melted because that'll be no good. I think that's a goodish consistency. I want it at a soft, smooth kind of consistency, so that when I put it in the piping bag and I pipe it out, it comes out smooth and easy. I'm just gonna try a bit of that. Wow. Yes. A little bit more stirring, but yes. Wow, that's sugary. So that's come out. That's smooth. It is thick, but I think it's the perfect consistency. So right now what I'm going to do is I'm going to get two bowls. And I am going to spoon a little in each bowl. Bear with me a second. Yeah, I'm going to spoon a little in each bowl and then add the food colouring to each bowl. So one red, one blue, you can also, as well, if you wanted to add other flavours to this, so if you wanted to put a bit of lemon zest or orange zest in this, you could, or a bit of cocoa powder or some vanilla extract you could do. So yeah, this is just a really basic recipe for this, and I'm glad I didn't have to add any of the milk, but if it does end up too thick, then that's what you do, just add a little bit of milk. I suppose if you wanted to do this with like vegan butter and use a bit of vegan milk, you probably could do as well. Right. Oh, I'm going to be bouncing off the walls. I'm going to move that out of the way. Right, so I have my two bowls there. I'm going to put my food colouring in. I need 2 spoons. See, I started off trying not to use too much washing up, but I am creating a ton of washing up. Right, I'm going to start with the red. Put a couple of drops, I think. Oh, do I have red in there? Yes, I do. There we go, a couple of drops of the red in there. Mix that in and see how that goes. It'll probably turn out more of a pink. But probably need to put more red in there actually, because it is a very pale. don't know, we'll mix it and see what happens. Yeah, I think a tiny bit more red food colouring in there, because I want the colour to stand out, so there we go. Oh yeah, that's going to be better. Whoa, it's like a pinky red. That's really cool. Sort of pastel red almost. I don't know, I think I'm happy with that. It's quite red. I don't want to go too mad with the food colouring. Right, so now I'm going to do the blue. The blue's probably going to be a stronger, more vibrant colour. So I'll start off with a few drops. Because then I can probably add more in a minute if I need to. Whoa, that is a strong blue. It's probably going to turn out slightly green because the butter itself is sort of yellowy. So it's probably going to turn out more green to start with. I don't know. Yeah, it's kind of looking a bit green. It's looking a bit green, isn't it? Right, I'm going to add a bit more blue. I might add a bit more red to the red one in a minute though, because this blue does look like it's going to be more vibrant than the red. Excuse any banging. That's a bit better. I'm getting it all over me now. Right. So I think that's actually alright. Pink and blue. I think that's good. They are very pastel-y, but I don't know, I think that looks nice. I'm just going to rinse my hands. Yeah, and I'm just going to wipe away some of this sugar, this icing sugar, because, wow, I've made a lovely mess to clean up in a minute. There we are. Right, so piping bag. So I don't use this very often because I'm terrible with this, but there's like loads of different little attachments and stuff that go on it. It's crazy. So it's a reusable piping bag. It's sort of made from, I think, latex, rubber, or silicone, or whatever you call it. So yeah, I've got that one there. Right, so I've got to look for a piece to go on it that is going to work. What sort of I think I'm going to go for that one. Where is the camera? Jeez. Bear with. There we are. I'm going to go for that kind of one, I think. And then we need one of these little pieces. And let's see if I can put this together properly. Because if I don't, we're going to end up with it leaking out all over the place. So guessing that goes, nope, that doesn't go in there. That will go in there, would it? Yes, no, maybe. Yes, that will go in there. But I need to put it in the actual bag as well. So it's up there. This bit goes inside the bag. If you can get it up the right way, which it flips itself over. Bear with me a second, I've got to try and get this thing together correctly, and it's a little bit fiddly and annoying. So, yep, there we go, that's on correctly. Then we get this little bit out of the way. Okay, I might need my scissors here for a second. Snip that little piece out of the way. Right, so and put this on there, I'm guessing. Create a seal. So that it doesn't come off. There we go, that's perfect. So I am now going to move this out of the way. Right. Those scissors out of the way. I am going to get a glass. I'm going to stand this in the glass so that I'm able to fill the bag without it spilling everywhere. It makes it a lot easier. Right, so now I'm just gonna spoon my icing in there I'm just going to spoon it in randomly. Bit of the red, and then on the other side a bit of the blue. It's all going to mix up when it comes out anyway, so hopefully I'll get sort of like a swirly, marbly sort of effect of red and blue. Hopefully. I probably won't, but it'll probably turn out awful. But it's all a learning curve, and practice makes perfect and all that. So yeah, I've got 12 cakes to top here with this. So yeah, that's going to be interesting. I think we've definitely got enough here to top 12 cakes. I mean, if there's not enough, then there's something wrong with my measurements. I'm going to have to start bringing up the sides here. So this is looking good. I think there is enough in there, and I've got the icing all over the top of the bag. Right, so I'm gonna bring it out and squidge it down. Twist the top of the bag. So I am nowhere near an expert at piping cakes. Okay, so this is going to turn out terribly, probably, but I'm not expecting a miracle here. I'm not expecting it to come out perfect. Basically, if I can get the icing on top of the cake, then we're good. I'm happy, you know. So, right. So I think you squeeze from the top. It takes a lot of squeezing to get it to come out. Here it comes. Oh wow. Oh, that's a perfect consistency. Oh wow. There's a lot of blue there. Pink slowly coming through. Let go of the bag. There we go. Okay, it's not perfect, but it's better than all previous attempts. So, I am pretty chuffed. I am pretty happy with that. My piping technique is awful. My chef friends and family members are probably going to be telling me off and saying you're doing that all wrong. There we go. I'm pretty happy with that. I mean, ow. Ow, my hands. I probably should have added a bit of milk, maybe, but no, stop second guessing yourself. This is good. This is better than every other attempt, and it's, yeah. Right, twist the bag a bit more. Keep the pressure on. So the colours, the pink and the blue, it is very pastel-y, but still I think it looks nice, the pink and the blue. I don't know. I'm quite pleased with it, to be honest. Okay, some of these toppings are a little bit wonky, but I think that just gives these cakes a bit of character. Come on, let go. There we go. Whew, this is hard work. My hands are hurting. Yeah, so if you're making butter icing for the top of cakes, make sure the cake is fully cooled before you put the icing on. Because before, I have made the mistake of putting the icing on when the cakes are still hot, and of course the butter in the icing just gets warm and then melts, and then you just end up with a horrible mess. So yeah, wait till your cakes have cooled before you put any butter icing on them. So yeah, this technique I'm using could probably do with a bit of practice and a bit of work, but I'm trying to get nice little swirl patterns, but yeah, it's kind of swirly. More wonky than swirly, I think, but yeah. So smooth. Try from the inside out. Let's see what that does. So they're all my cakes topped, and yeah, I have quite a bit of the icing left, so I'm going to whack that back in that glass for now. And I'm going to put that in the fridge, and I can use that later or tomorrow on cakes, instead of wasting it. But not bad. I mean, my technique needs work, but we got the icing on the cake on the top. So yeah, and now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna add an extra little bit of fanciness. Bear with me a second. I am gonna add on the top some mini marshmallows. I suppose you could add anything you want on the top of these. I mean, if you wanted as well, you could maybe make some meringue to top it with. You know, that might be cool. I love marshmallow. Mini marshmallows are the best. So yeah, that is my cakes. That's my butter icing I've made. Not perfect, I need a bit more practice of it. But the trick is, don't give up, keep going, eventually you will get there. I mean, this is the best attempt so far for me. So yeah, I'm going to try one of these now, one of these cakes. So that has come out perfect. I am so pleased. Buttercream icing is perfect. It's come out brilliant. Okay, so this is the best cakes I have made so far. I'm going to set that down there. Because I need to end this video and finish topping these with the marshmallows. But thanks for watching. Yeah, see you all later. Bye bye.